Strippers and hustlers and philosophers? Oh my! A motley crew of kooky characters has landed on Broadway in Airline Highway, starring Tony winner Julie White. We're here to meet the cast and find out more about Lisa D'Amore's new dark comedy. So first off, I've got to ask you, what inspired you to write Airline Highway?
Well, I grew up in New Orleans, and I often would drive by these motels on Airline Highway, which were once glamorous in the 30s and 40s, but when I was in high school, were kind of known more as no-tell motels, where lots of politicians and even preachers would get caught with hookers.
It's the place where the denizens of the city can go and hang out, and the transient population.
Who are these people we're going to meet?
There's a stoner poet.
We have Sissy Nana, who works at a karaoke club in the quarter as the karaoke wrangler.
My character is I guess you would call her a sex worker. She's a prostitute, which Joe Mantello told me that maybe I'm a Craigslist prostitute, which I didn't really know that existed.
We have Miss Ruby, who is a legendary, quite elderly burlesque star from New Orleans who is dying. And all of these characters are actually throwing her a funeral before she dies so that she can hear all the nice things that people have to say about her.
We're going to have a fabulous funeral for her anyway, with great food, music, and I am organizing it. So I'm sort of the Martha Stewart of the hooker society that I live in.
The set's fantastic. You walk in and there's this motel sitting in front of you, this huge thing. And then we start to throw a party. And that's exactly what happens.
That's been the really fun thing is there's conversations that are happening sort of in the foreground, but then there's always something happening around. There's never a dead moment when people are on stage.
It's sort of like this play gives me permission to dance and let go and listen to great music and to spout a bit of poetry and to watch,
Not only is the play full of music and poetry, but the play itself is music and poetry. There are rhythms to it, and it just sucks you in.
I think it's more like seeing a really good piece of music that moves you than your normal theater-going experience.
What would be like the best drink to have while watching Airline Highway? What do you think?
Some bourbon drink or something.
You're right. You're right, because it's not a glass of Chardonnay, that's for sure.
The characters in the play are drinking everything from tequila to scotch to
Lots of beer.
Lots of beer. We have a keg of beer on stage.
Vodka.
I'd say a bourbon wouldn't hurt.
Hurricane. Sazerac.
I mean, if you can make yourself a zombie before you come in, that might not be a bad idea.
I'm sure the bar at the theater is going to do very well.